took a step forward in our game against Fresno State relative to the season opener in a lot of different areas. Number one, defensively we played a lot better. Defended the run like we're supposed to. Really started out fast on defense. I think it was 5 consecutive 3-and-outs, 4 or 5 consecutive 3-and-outs that our defense was able to generate, which really allowed the offense to get on track early, and we jumped on early and never looked back. And so that was positive. Only real glaring negative of the game was when we pulled the first defense, the second D, sloppy play, both from a schematic standpoint as well as a penalty standpoint. So that was a little bit disappointing to not see some better things out of the second defense. But otherwise, like I said, a positive day. Special teams was solid again. Tom punted the ball extremely well. Andy Phillips, except for the one kickoff that went out of bounds, did a nice job. Return games, we didn't get much going in the return games like we had the week before, but still, it was good special teams play overall, and a good win. You know, we needed it to get the win, and we did. And now we're in the bye week, focusing on Michigan. Obviously, we don't play them until about 12 days, but we'll start getting ready this week for that game. I think quite a bit. You know, we've learned that our two kickers are great weapons for us. We've learned that the offense has been completely embraced and executed by the offensive players to the point where we feel like it's hopefully going to be a positive for us the rest of the year. We'll find out, but through 2 games it looks very positive. Defensively, it was good to get Brian Blecken back, and him and Tevin Carter doing a nice job at the safety spot. We're doing some good things on defense. There's some detailed things that need to be cleaned up on defense. That's very apparent through 2 games. Even though our numbers were a lot better against Fresno, we still had a lot of things that can be made cleaner and need to be improved upon, or will get exploited in the upcoming schedule, with the upcoming schedule. Well, we don't look at it in those terms. We just look at the film and evaluate their personnel, evaluate their schemes, and build everything upon that. You know, the other things that you mentioned are kind of in the peripheral and in the background, and we don't put any emphasis on that. We just look at the X's and O's and what we can do offensively to try to move the football, and what we need to do defensively to try to slow their offense down. And so we know one thing for sure is they got a lot of good players. There's no doubt about that. And their size and their physicality is very good. You know what? We've started studying them already, and so we're impressed by their personnel. And yeah, they had a rough go against Notre Dame. Notre Dame got after them pretty good, but we're sure that they're going to rebound, and they play this week. They play one more game before they play us. We'll have another chance to evaluate that film after this weekend. But they've got all our attention, just like Fresno did, just like every team on the schedule will, and we just go through our system and our process of preparation the same way every week. A little of both. It doesn't make it. I shouldn't say a little of both. Doesn't make it hard because you're looking at the scheme and the plays themselves. The outcome, whether or not they made the play to be successful or not, is entirely different subject than getting yourself set up in position to make plays and try to get stops or try to move the football on offense. Notre Dame game, they struggled. Notre Dame's a very good football team. They got after them, but what we do is just look at the pure mechanics of the offense and the defense, as well as the personnel matchups. That's another huge part of game planning, is your guy against their guy, what you feel is the strengths of their team, and as opposed to the strength and weaknesses of your own team. And so that's what goes into game planning. We sure hope so. That's unknown at this time as well. I think we're on the verge of getting him back, but we don't know. As we sit here right now, that's a question mark. Some bumps and bruises. We got some guys that are a little bit banged up, and in that respect, the bye comes at a good time. But we'll see how things go in this week off and how much healing can take place. Oh, good question. I mean, it was across the board. It wasn't, we didn't tackle real well. We didn't get lined up correctly too often. Too often we were misaligned. The penalties, coverage was not good. It was just across the board, and we had to, but the flip side of that is those reps hopefully will be valuable for those guys to learn from them, and it'll make them better players down the road. But it was just really, I really can't point out anything positive about the second defense. It just didn't perform very well. Yeah, I haven't got very many at all, but the biggest issue is the turnover margin, which we were +1 in the game against Fresno. But we, as I said, the last weekend, now this week, if we're going to be able to accomplish some things in the Pac-12, then we've got to start getting takeaways. That again is something we work on every single day. We just need those to start coming our way. And if we continue to hustle and do things right, then we think that'll happen. Well, first of all, those are two good stats through 2 games. It's only 2 games, but off to a good start. Last year, we led the nation in sacks, I believe, through the regular season. Once the bowl season was over, we were no longer #1. But as far as regular season, we were able to get to the quarterback, and it appears like we have a group this year that's able to do the same thing. Nate Orchard is obviously the headliner of that group, and the guy that gives us great pressure off the edge. The tackles for loss is a product of good defensive line play and linebackers getting downhill, which they did a lot better job of on Saturday. And what was it?
Are we going to see any more blitz packages?
Blitz packages. Oh yeah, there's a lot more. There's a lot that we have not shown yet, and it's blitzes are really a week-to-week thing. We have a couple of new blitzes every single week of the season based on the opponent and what we think we can try to take advantage of. And so you'll see the blitz packages become more exotic as the season wears on, just like we do every year. We have a pretty good dose of pressure that we show to our opponents week in,